Hey guys, I've got something new today. This is the HDZero Gamma 45 amp AIO, and it's designed for 2.5 to 4-inch builds, and it is HD ready. What that means is you provide your own HD video system, and it just plugs in with a plug here with a nice 8-volt regulated BEC. So whether you're flying HDZero, DJI, Walksnail, OpenIPC, you name it, this is going to be a really convenient way to go. Oh, and I forgot the best part. See right here? It's got a built-in ELRS receiver. So no longer do you have to fiddle around with those really small 4 wires and solder them onto the ELRS RX. It's all built in, super easy build. Let's go. So Gamma is going to fit really well with the DJI O4 Lite, I guess it's called, which has got that 25 by 25 Whoop pattern. It'll stack right on top of here and plug directly in, super easy. If you want to connect the DJI O4 Pro, you just plug it in and you're good to go. Of course, it's really well designed to connect to something like the HDZero Whoop V2, and then that's going to stack really cleanly on top of here, like that. Very easy, no soldering build, UFL antenna retention. It's great. If you want to, it's a really good fit for something like this GEP-RC. It's got a Vista in it right now, but anything that'll fit a Vista will fit the Freestyle V2 from HDZero. So this would go on the bottom here, and then you will put your Freestyle VTX on top. And this has got a nice 8-volt 3-amp BEC on it, which is more than enough power to run the Freestyle V2 or the DJI O4 Pro, whatever you'd like. So very good AIO, very convenient for these 2.5 to 4-inch builds. I did try running this on a full fat 5-inch 500 gram all up weight build with 2207 motors. Unfortunately, that's going to be just a bit beyond what this thing can handle. So a little bit of a warning, maybe don't do that. But for everything below that, this is just so convenient. Longtime followers of the channel will know I love the Tiny Trainer, and this is the Tiny Trainer V1 actually, and that's what I've been primarily testing this new AIO on. You can see it tucked below the Whoop VTX here. Nice little 3-inch ripper, and it's just excellent. Now compare that to the V2. It fits into this just fine also, but this is a good example of what the mess is that we have to deal with when we don't have a built-in RX. So here I've got a wire up this RX, and it's kind of hard to get to the solder pads on it. And then I got to figure out where to mount this stupid RX. Not a problem on the new one. So here we are on the new one, and it's all built in. And another thing I got to point out, all the solder pads for this are on the edge of the board. So all the motors, it's castellated, so you just solder to the edge of the board. And the same for the IO. So if you need to get to additional RX, TX, buzzer pads, LED pads, 5-volt BEC for the LEDs, all that's on the edge of the board, which is very convenient. All right, enough of that. Let's take a look at the manual. So here's the manual going over everything we talked about. Nice close-up shots, the board, and here's all of the specs for you to look at. And also included in the box, we've got this T antenna here and some rubber grommets, and then a nice XT30 connector with a cap. All right, taking a look at the diagram closer up. Let's see here. Get this zoomed in here for you. So we've got the built-in ExpressLRS receiver, this XX1280, and then the UFL antenna. And then around the edge of the board, like I was describing, we've got the TX and RX pads that you can solder to the side of or on top of. So it's super easy if you want to add additional peripherals. We've got a 5-volt 3-amp BEC, which is strong enough to run LEDs off of directly if you want to save on the wiring and not having a extra LED board. One note I'll note on this is there's no dead short protection on this 5-volt BEC, so you might want to have a fuse or something if you're going to wire something to that to protect against a dead short. But yeah, moving along, what else do we have here? You've got that 8-volt BEC, 3-amp, so lots of power for the digital VTX. LED strip down here. I2C, that's going to be, I think, for your GPS if you want to wire a GPS to this. So pretty full featured, all around, super easy to work on board. And there's your bottom. It's got a G473 MCU on it, and that's going to be providing a good amount of power that'll let you run 8K PID loop paired with that ICM gyro with nice clean filtering for really good performance. Firmware information. The ELRS is a serial ELRS, so it's fully supported. You'll be able to update it independently of Betaflight, and here's the information that you'll be using. And then, of course, I forgot to mention, but this is an AM32 ESC. We love the AM32 guys. They're doing really good work, and it's a really high-performance ESC firmware. Definitely better than an 8-bit one like Blue Jay that you would normally see in this form factor. So the last bit we'll cover is the price and availability. The price on this globally is going to be $79.99, and in the US, it's going to be $89.99. And when you take a look and do some comparison shopping, I think what you're going to find is most AIOs like this are priced at that price or higher and don't include the ELRS RX that you're going to have to source separately for another $10 or $20. So this is a pretty good value, and it's also super convenient. So I am really looking forward to building more of my 3-inch and 4-inch builds with this AIO. It is just perfect. We designed this to help use cases like the tiny trainer and selfishly things that I like to fly, right? Speaking of which, if you need more power than this, we do have the HDZero Halo stack. That's going to be a 20x20 form factor for more of a 5-inch freestyle or racing build. And that can be paired with the HDZero 75 amp ESC, which is best in class. So that's if you need bigger, like a 5-inch. Now, if you want to go smaller, we do have the AIO 15, which is 15 amp and also includes HDZero video built in with 2 to 3S capability. And then all the way on the small end, we have the AIO 5, which is the world's only digital all-in-one board for tiny whoops. So just incredible. So now if you look at it, we've got a whole range, right? You can go all the way from a 65 millimeter tiny whoop up to a 7 or 10 inch drone flying that Halo stack with a 75 amp ESC. So pretty fun. It's been a long road to get to this point, and we've taken our time at each step making the ideal flight controller, ESC, AIO, whatever it might be. And we're proud of the lineup that we have. And I think that no matter what you need, you'll be able to find an option that fits your needs. So with that, have a great day.